Hey guys, this is my very first live, so I'm a little nervous here, but I am sitting here packaging cookies, and there's no one home, and I just thought, well, might as well. What are you guys up to? Hi, Serena. Where are you located? Hey, Brian. Hi, Angie. I've never, ever done this before, y'all. Florida. Very cool. Hey, Kinsley. Guess where I'm not right now? Since I'm stuck packaging cookies. So, for non-cookiers, I have a heat sealer, and I'm sitting here packaging hundreds and hundreds of cookies for a Valentine flash sale. So, that clicking that you hear is the heat sealer. And when it's all done, looks like this. And then I actually, because of the way I'm packaging these, I'm trimming off the extras. Thank you, Brian. One of my biggest fans. Always nice. It's weird to say Brian, though, because you're really just Bri. So, not quite the lazy Sunday. Exactly. What are you guys up to? Hi. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say some of the names. It's neat to see cookier names pop up. I'll have to check you guys out. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie, I have chocolate cookies. That's your faves. That's my faves. Is that Weta up branch or Weta up branch? How do you say your username? An article. I should have known, right? Does anybody edit your work for you, or do you do all that yourself too? Marble races. I don't even know what that is. Goodness. Hey, Madeline. Costa Rica. How cool. Are you, Lorena, are you a cookier or some other line of work? It's so crazy to be able to talk to people in vastly different places. Like, I know the internet, y'all, it's not, you know, small world anymore and all that, but I don't get to talk to you, like, face-to-face instantly. So I can honestly say I've never talked to anybody in Costa Rica. Very cool. Hi, Stella. When you get a moment. Yes, of course. Send me a link, because I do look at a lot of the Aussie Rules football stuff that you post. Even though I have no idea what I am looking at when I do. Fondant cookies. I haven't done that before. So, question for you. How long do you have to wait for that to dry versus royal icing? I mean, is it way faster? Does it take a long time for the fondant to dry out to be able to package? Do you still heat seal like this? Cola Lane cookies. Hi there. You're a new friend to me, but I don't know if you can tell, But my cookie room is decorated in Coca-Cola theme. So you can see my Cola bear up at the top. I like your name. Very cool. Very fast. Nifty. I've eaten one. I used to host a bunch of swaps with a bunch of cookie friends of mine. And once or twice there was someone who did some fondant cookies in our swaps. And they were really good. I really liked them. Very nifty. I imagine you have pretty good humidity down there too. Here in the Houston area, it's always pretty humid. So I'm not quite sure if y'all can hear it, but I actually have a big fan blowing on the cookies to my right that I have blow on the cookies until the second I put them in a bag, just so that they don't get kind of re-moistened before I seal them. Hi, Olivia. Hey, Stinsabelle. This is one of my most gorgeous friends, y'all. If you don't know Belle, you need to check her out. She's also a very fun... Oh, my goodness. Bryce, speaking of, she's Australian. So, you get back over there. Y'all need to catch up. Tropicalized fondant. Look at all the stuff I'm learning. Hi, Jay. Have you seen your sister yet? Gotten your cookie cutter? Speaking of Jay, is it Jay or is it Jaleel? Because your email name was different. Or is that all wrong? Hi, Kelly. I'm sorry about the glare, you guys, on the screen. I tried placing it in about 8 different places to avoid my ceiling fan showing in the glass in my sprinkle cabinet, but I couldn't do it. I just need to be taller. Stick my head over here. And I even did debate doing that, the things that I would do for you guys. I guess that's where the line is in what I will do and what I won't. Oh, gotcha. How often do you guys get to see each other if she's in California and you're in Mexico? I mean, it's a Christmas cookie cutter. You know, you got time, for sure. I was really glad you took me up on that. I really did have extras, and I put it out there, and you were the only person that followed through. Thank you. You're very sweet. I'm very nervous to be on camera. I've never done this before. Gosh, but you know, people ask all the time, how do you package your cookies? So, you know, sitting here packaging. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Goodness, yes. So, seals, soulmate, too cute. This is a stencil from Cookie Countess, and it is the perfect size for minis. It makes everything so easy. I was very excited to get to use it this year because last year I ordered too late and they were out of stock. Had to wait for it to be back in stock and it was too late for Valentine's. So I was prepared this year. Well, kind of. Semi-prepared because then my airbrush died 3-4 days ago. So, not sure if you can tell, but instead of being able to airbrush it easy, I used royal icing to stencil scrape it. Kind of think I like the look better, but when it was, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, I really wanted to airbrush for the speed of it. I know, but you know what, Bri, I still have the birthday song on my answering machine. I never delete it. So at any point in time, if you come into my house, you'll see that I do clean out my answering machine, and it never drops to 0. It's always a 1 because that answering machine message is on there. Thank you. Hey, nice sweater. Now I'm just curious. I mean, are you wearing a sweater? Is that just what you tell other people? What does your username mean? Hi. Any questions about packaging, otherwise, cookies? I don't know. Hi, Patty. It's so weirdly quiet in my house. Now that I'm doing this, I'm thinking, why is the radio turned all the way down in the other room? Oh, let's see. How many cookie cutters? Well, I actually clean out my cookie cutters every 6 months. I'm kind of a delete-aholic, is what I always say when it comes to emails and papers and all that kind of stuff. And so that applies with cookie cutters as well. And, you know, over the years, you buy every cookie cutter you see for a long time because you're just getting started. And you just must have them all. And then also friends give you some. But then over the years, you realize that sometimes cookie cutters aren't that great. There might be like a shape that's just not good, like dough doesn't come out of little tiny parts, or it's just too fragile that when you try to package it, something always breaks. Like if you ever had a graduation hat that had the long tassel that stuck off, then you know what I mean when I'm talking about too fragile and things break. So anyway, I started decluttering 3.5 years ago, and you know, if you've seen that show, Marie Kondo, about cookie cutters that spark joy, that's kind of the idea that I had, but I just watched the show this year, and I've been doing it for a while. Every time I've cleaned out, I've ended up cleaning out between 200 and 300 cookie cutters per each time. So over the last 3.5 years, I've now gotten rid of 1,416 cutters, and I'm just OCD enough, you know, to keep count. So sometimes, this is a long answer to your easy question. Sometimes in my cookie classes, I would have people take a guess at how many cookie cutters were on the wall so that they could win a prize. And typically I will say that the guesses usually kind of fall in that 300 to 500 range. And I'm not so sure that I actually know what my full total is right now. But hang on just 1 second. Let me feel it. Finish that last cookie. Let me show you. This rack right here is my most used main rack. And that first board alone has about 358 cookie cutters on it just by itself. And then there are 4 more boards. One of them is only a half size. Oh, let me back up. There's another one. And then there's the final board over there. And then that's my sprinkle cabinet. So, yeah, there's a lot. I think it's crazy how they just kind of, they multiply, I swear. Because even though I just told you I got rid of 1,400, there's never, if you've known me, say, for that whole 3.5 years, you have never come in my house and seen an empty rack. So I somehow managed to keep them stocked as fast as I clean out. I don't know what that says about me. Actually, I do, and that's kind of sad. Do I throw out a cookie cutter and regret it? I haven't so far, but I will say I've had like phantom cookie cutter moments. Like, you know, I'll plan an order, I'll be writing it down on my sketch pad in the office, and then I will think, okay, I'm going to, you know, do 3 of X shape. And then I go to grab the cutter and go, oh yeah, I don't have that one anymore. Oh, but that's right, I got rid of that frog because I like this frog better, that type of thing. So anytime I've ever gotten rid of something, it's because I have something else I will use as a stand-in. Who just asked? What am I playing with? What am I playing with? Baked with Joy. I'm sealing Valentine cookies right now. So that clicking sound you can kind of hear is my heat sealer. I'm trying to turn it down. I've never done this before, so my angles are probably just completely horrible. In my life, hey! She's been in this cookie room. Thank you. This kind of is my dream cookie room. Like I said, it's decorated in Coca-Cola. I've been collecting Coca-Cola like memorabilia since I was 12. And until we lived in this house, I never really had a great place for it. So, you know, I have a red tablecloth that a friend of mine, very sweet, Blue Bonnet Bake Shop, she made me. And then she made me matching curtains this year. So kind of all just pulls together. I'm looking for questions I missed. Oh, the John Mayer. Okay, got it. That makes sense. Okay, great. Oh, I saw, Racy, hi! I know you just recently got a box with cookie cutters from me. I saw your name pop up. Let you see it all. Well, right now, Jaleel, it's a mess because there's cookie packaging and pieces everywhere. Like, it was kind of a gamble to even just show you the walls. So, there's stuff all over the rack. What do my Valentine cookies look like? Well, I have, right now what I'm sealing are mini conversation hearts. These are in the vanilla sprinkle. I showed you guys the front, but here's the back. You can see the sprinkles baked in. So that comes in a 6-pack. It's your normal conversation heart cutters. And then they are going to be in this little bag with a little punch and a bow and all of that. So I decided to do that for Valentine's Day instead of coffee cups filled with minis like I did for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Just because those cute little bags are just too adorable to miss. So, yes, that's true. I do, however, before I can go to bed, I have to put everything away. Like, the island has to be completely clear. The island is actually clear right now over in the kitchen, except I have 9 cookie cutters on it because as soon as I'm done packaging, like the second I'm done packaging, I will be going in and making my last 2 double batches of dough for another 9 dozen or so tonight that is going to be part of the Valentine flash sale as well. And then I'm done. Yay, then I'm done, because that starts tomorrow. How long have I been decorating? It'll be 9 years this week, in fact. My story of starting to decorate is so dumb, y'all. We had just moved from Omaha to Minot, North Dakota, and we were military, and like we'd not even been there 2.5 full months yet. And I was just really, really missing my best friends. One was still in Nebraska, and one was in New Mexico at the time. So here on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, I decided I wanted to make them a little care package. And I decided I wanted to make sugar cookies. Now, keep in mind, I never made sugar cookies before. Like, ever. So I Googled, looked at recipes. I found one from Alton Brown, and I thought, I know that name. He's famous. I think he knows what he's talking about. And I made his recipe. And not until I had the dough done did I realize that I didn't have any cookie cutters. Who doesn't think of that? I just, you know, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. So I scrounged around. I remembered that we had gotten as a wedding gift, like 11 years earlier, an ice cream cone cookie cutter that was tied to a hand towel. Such a weird thing, actually. And so then I went on the hunt for it. And now remember, we were military. We'd moved all over the place. The fact that I even still had this and that I ended up knowing where it was and found it still amazes me. So I made ice cream cone shaped Valentine cookies with kind of like that powdered sugar milk glaze that you just kind of hear about. That's all I knew to do. On the day after Valentine's, I mailed them on like the 16th or 17th to my friends. I don't think they got them till the 20th, 22nd, something like that. So they got this random Valentine package a week after Valentine's Day. But you know what? The only reason I'm in this business now is because my friends are so sweet that they were like, these are the best. Oh my gosh, you should do this. And then I kept up with it. So 9 years ago. And it's still fun. I didn't even know I was artistic. That's the other crazy part. I can't draw to save my life. But I can ice. Go figure. Any other questions? Right? I know. Small decisions. I guess that's where it's at, really. Whew. Okay, so now I'm done with the minis. I still need to go back and trim them so they'll fit in my packaging. But I'm working on these little bitty, they're not minis, but they're not full-size cookies either. Little envelopes. This is the final cookie. There's of a pack of 5 that will go in the little metal mailboxes. I'm sure you've seen them all over the place. So those are going to be like combination packs. The mailboxes that have 2 chocolate cookies, 2 sprinkle cookies, and then 1 of the regular vanilla almond cookies. I roll mine. Gosh, this is so hard to see with the lighting. There, that's maybe a little bit better. Is that better? I roll mine 5/16 of an inch. I had to get a special little disc to fit on my Joseph and Joseph pen that came from JH Cookie Company. She's on Instagram as well. Because it's right between 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch. I will tell you though that I personally prefer to eat 3/8 of an inch cookie myself. But I know the math behind it, and it means getting 7 less cookies per dough, or 7 more cookies per dough, depending on how you look at it. And that's kind of where I ended up sticking financially wise, knowing the behind the scenes, of your cost production. So with the icing and everything, it's right about 5/8. And of course, this one's even a little bit more because, as you can see, that sprinkle kind of sticks up top. But normally, there isn't a big sprinkle on it. In fact, this sprinkle, y'all, is causing so much issues putting this in the bag because it is just like the tiniest bit too tall. Do you ever do that? You plan your cookies and you forget about your bags that you're going to have to seal them in, and then you're like, oh my goodness. So, I'm going through 3x5s like crazy right now for minis that I all thought would fit in the 2x3s or the 3x4s. Instead, I'm using my 3x5s. I get my bags from Paper Mart. Where do I buy my paintbrushes for Paint Your Owns? 2 places. I got black ones that I really, really love from Flower Box Bakery, I had to think. And then I have clear ones. They're the same size that are from Truly Mad. And I think Truly Mad's come in like a 100 pack. So it's just a tiny bit more economical than Flower Box. But at the same time, you may not want to commit to making 100 Paint Your Owns too. If you're only making a few, 50 will cover you just fine. I have 44 Paint Your Owns ready for this flash sale, in fact, over on my cookie rack. There's a bunch of things that are already packaged, already sitting on the cookie rack. If anybody wants to see, just let me know. I'm happy to turn the camera around and nod on my face and show you something different. So, hi Cheryl. Hi Sugar Cookies 15. How are you guys? Delicious Cookies. That's a cute name. Is your name Dee? Or Deanna? Or anything like that? Show us. Baked with Joy. I know, that would be me, right? I'm like, do you want to see? We're cookiers. Of course, we want to see. Yeah. Hang on, let me squeeze in one more little cookie, and then I'll get up and walk over there. Oh, man, these sprinkles, I'm having the hardest time. And I hate so much when you have to just finally give up and move up to the next size bag, because I try so hard to make them fit in the smallest size bag that you can so that it just looks nice, you know? Hey, Spencer! All these OG friends. I love it. Oh my gosh. Did you see the smile that just cracked on my face when I saw your name? Oh my gosh, that's fun. Okay, let me see. Turn the camera around and walk over here. Oh, well, here. We'll do a little bit of what I can show you. So again, there's the cutter wall. There's the big giant gingerbread. He holds my old rolling pin that I don't really use anymore. But let's see. So I have a whole bunch of mazes here and there's 2 little silver balls down here in case your kids drop one to use with your maze cookie. Bunch of those. Haven't decided if I'm putting a ribbon on them or anything yet. So just kind of there. Those mini conversation heart cookies that you see me packaging, there's going to be 12 in this jar. I only have 3. But then I have 24 of those little pink polka dot bags I was talking about. These are sprinkle packs, minis, sprinkle in the dough, and different kinds of sprinkles on it. That's actually purple. It looked kind of black there in the light. So those sprinkle packs, these minis, chocolate, my favorite, and vanilla as well. Paint your owns. I have the love bug, red, purple, pink, and yellow, and then the conversation heart. And there you can see those black paint your own paint brushes. Those are the ones from Flower Box Bakery. So green, yellow, pink, and purple for those. And if you were to bite into those paint dots that I made, there's all random colors of icing I used to make it. I just used my leftover icing. And then down at the very bottom, you can see the mailboxes that I was talking about. And then these boxes are going to have 16 cookies in them in kind of a mix of designs. And then all of the singles are yet to be packaged and put over on the thing. So let me see. Do a quick spin. I'm not trying to get anybody dizzy. Okay, Jaleel, so here's kind of a background. You see why I was like, I can't show you the mess. Look at this craziness. And that's with so much already packed. So, yeah, heat sealer, bows, bags. It's a mess. So, back to that. Let's see, those mailboxes I was talking about, they have that vanilla sprinkle cookie in it. And then they also are going to have turquoise with polka dots on them. And 2 of these love cookies. And then there is a red sprinkle heart as well. And then I'm finally done with packaging for this round. And then, like I said, there's about another 2.5 doughs or so worth to do tonight. So there's a lot. Not quite as much as I was going to do, but hi there, sweet Hadley Bee. Hi, Megan. I always think about you getting settled down here. Do you miss West Virginia? Do you miss the cold? Thank you, Heidi. That's so sweet. Yay, Spencer, I'm glad you're hiding. D. Okay, thank you. I'm glad your name is D. That made that even more fun. I love your username. Very cool. Baked with Joy. That is just so cool, too. I love that you have a name that you can just put right into your username. I had a friend who suggested, was trying to come up with a name years and years ago that would work for my business. And the only thing that rhymed really with, well, it doesn't really rhyme, but Nicole was like Nick's. So, you know, in Australia they say biscuits. And so one of my friends suggested like Nick's Bix. But we don't call them biscuits here. So I couldn't really make that work. And then I don't go by Nikki because someone suggested Nikki's Bickies. I think if you like Nikki, you like Nikki. If you don't, you don't. I'm of the team that I'm not a fan of it for myself. So, hi Cats Confections. Oh, they're so sweet. Is everybody else ready for Valentine's Day? Are you already done? I know I cannot be the only one doing the last minute packaging. I say last minute, but really, it's February 10th, y'all. I'm on top of things. It's so weird to walk that line in the cookie world of being a planner, but you can't, you can't make your cookies too far out. You just can't. Yes, I get it, Mandy. The only Mandy I actually know, I mean, we're friends, is Mandy Moore, I mean, we're not friends. But I said that like I know her. Oh, Toronto. It's quite a bit colder there than it is here. But we were in Alaska. We were stationed in Alaska. And then Nebraska, which weirdly enough, where we were in Nebraska was actually colder than where we were in Alaska most of the time. And then Minot, North Dakota, which is just a different level of cold altogether. Okay, so you know what I was talking about as far as bags just not quite fitting? Here's what I'm talking about, y'all. This is my frustration. Look at all those little letters that fit just fine in the 3x5 bag. Oh, there it is. And then there's these 5 jerks that won't. So they're going to have to be in a 4x6, and they're going to have all kinds of loosey-goosey space in it. But what can you do? I don't know. Sometimes cookies are just funny. I mean, I guess the only other real fix to that would be retrimming things as they come out of the oven. I don't know. Whoops, sorry. Ooh, close up. Hi. I was reaching to get different bags. Where do I sell my cookies? For my flash shells, I just do, like, I open up my house. At Christmas time, I had that rack that you saw and 2 like folding tables that were packed full, and then I actually pulled down a bookcase from my son's room and stacked everything on the bookcase. So Christmas was insane. There was no wall space left in here, and I just let people come in and just pick and choose what they wanted. And I'm still, every single time, do you ever do this? It's like you plan and plan and plan, and then it comes down to it, and then you realize you forgot some detail. So I keep meaning to have these little signs that I can put up on each level of the shelf that would say, this is $5, this is $4, pops are $2, stuff like that. And every time I forget until here we are right at the thick of it. And I don't have them again. At Thanksgiving, I was on my game. I bought them. I was so excited. And then realized they needed chalk to work on them. We couldn't find chalk anywhere. Like, nowhere. Nobody had chalk. Not Walmart, in school supplies, not with, like, summer toys, CVS, Walgreens, H-E-B, Kroger. I was like, where is the chalk, y'all? So this time, a friend of mine suggested a chalk marker. I bought chalk markers from Hobby Lobby. Like, I'm prepared. I was ready for Christmas. And then the markers wouldn't work. Y'all, I'm just clearly not supposed to have prices listed. I don't know how else to explain it. A sheeter. Gosh, don't we, like, dream of sheeters? Do you have a sheeter baked with joy? Make your work so much faster. Or at least in my mind it does. Just stick it in, press the button, whoosh, done. I mean, I guess you still have to cut them. Oh, goodness. Joy, do you have a storefront? I don't think I would ever have, okay, yeah, there we go, wholesale bakery. That makes so much more sense. I was like, I only know 1 or 2 people that have a sheeter, like, in their house. But yes, I dream of that. Or I dream of being better friends with them, more than just acquaintances, so I can be like, hey, could I come use your dough sheeter? you know, we never kind of stop what we're doing on our own. You never have time to even pack up all your junk to take it to somewhere else's house. I know. I would love to. I love hanging with cookie people. That is my favorite thing. I always encourage people, well, if you don't have like a cookie bestie nearby, that's the best thing ever. You can just sit and talk cookies because, you know, like as we see here, we can talk about cookies for hours, and that causes non-cookie people, their eyes just like glaze over. I mean, my husband listens as long as he can, but then you see his eyes just change, and he's like, whatever you want to do, that sounds good. Okay, so I do not have, the sealer that I use does not have a cutter, and 90% of the time I don't care. I usually just fold it over right after it's sealed, because if you fold it while it's hot, it stays crimped. But every once in a while it bugs me. And so where these are going in that little Valentine jar, it's going to bug me. So now I need to go through and cut the little tops off of this lovely pile of minis. So let's see. Do I have an assistant? Yes and no. I have a 20-year-old son, and he does a lot. Most of my sealing and packaging, bubble wrapping, packing, any of that kind of stuff that isn't needed. He does most of that, but he's not here right now. And I needed the pan space freed up so that I can work on the next batch of tonight's work, because I only have 20 pans. I have a half bun rack, so I only have 20 pans. And the crazy part is I only have 20 pans that I decorate on. I actually only have 2. Wow, okay. 2! But my fingers were stuck in the scissors. I only have 2 pans that I bake on because I only have 2 silpats, and I can only do 1 sheet in my oven at a time. So I have to switch them out anyway. One tray cools while the other one's in the oven, and then I flip-flop them. 5 minutes of my cookie time. I know, right? Poor guys. Like, they're so great. They're so supportive. They like it. I don't know. So does your husband eat cookies? Because my husband's kind of tired of them at this point. He likes chocolate chip cookies, but girl, I don't have a business of chocolate chip cookies, so I don't make those very often. I do sell them, but I would say drop cookies are probably ever, like, only ordered maybe 5-6 times a year off my website. It's not very often. I don't use parchment paper because anytime I use parchment paper when I make gluten-free, because I have different, bye Spencer, different pans and parchment paper for those so that nothing cross-contaminates. And I will use one, sheet of parchment paper through the whole time of baking, the whole evening of baking or day of baking or whatever. But normally I just have 2 silpats that I use. And I just like the way that the bottoms of the cookies are best on that. Eats the cookies before they're decorated. I know, that's me too. If you ever have that little tiny bit of dough at the end of the night when you're baking and it's too small to make a new cookie or something, I'll go ahead and bake it up, and I like those warm straight from the oven. No icing. Whatever. Although really I just want the chocolate dough, because the chocolate is like brownies. I love it. But earlier, like an hour and a half ago, my husband, my 20-year-old, and my 17-year-old were all sitting here packaging all the mini strips and stuff together. My recipe is not a chilling one. I do not have the time for that. Remember, I said earlier I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. Yeah, I can't plan ahead like that. I also don't, a lot of times you see people talk about making a color and letting it deepen, like reds and blacks, navy, stuff like that. I don't do that either. I mix up a color and use it 2 seconds later. And it darkens as it dries or whatever. Bye, Joy! I definitely will check you out. I also am a big one to bake and immediately decorate. And like immediately. I might be finishing baking at 10:30 at night and I'm putting the first icing on at 10:45. So far, knock on wood, which shakes the phone. Sorry. I don't have butter bleed or anything like that. I've been pretty lucky, especially with it being as humid as it is down here. But remember, I dry everything in front of a fan. I really think that makes a big difference. So, very last minute decorator. I'm very much one to like go, pick shapes, bake them, and then say, okay, now I've got my shapes. This is supposed to be baby shower. How am I decorating them? What am I doing? A background? What colors am I doing? I'm a list maker, but I'm not a design planner much when it comes to my cookies. It's so weird. It doesn't fit the rest of my life. Like, I'm a meal planner, y'all. I plan meals a month at a time. Usually 31 to 34 meals at a time. But I don't plan my cookies before I sit down to actually decorate them. So crazy. Yes, and I love Callie's recipe. Love Callie's recipe. I've gotten to eat them many, many times. Hers is the powdered sugar. So, and then until I saw that in her blog years ago, I had never even heard of such a thing. I make Callie's gingerbread recipe because it's no chill. I don't make gingerbread very often at all, but it is the one that I make. My mom made gingerbread when I was growing up, and I remember it chilling forever, and I also remember the molasses being so heavy and like killing. She just had hand mixers, but still the molasses would just burn through the motors on those hand mixers. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hi guys. Hi Tweedle Janes. That's a cute name. Hello, Karen Ann. Oh, I just realized there is a wave button. How cute is that? Karen Ann, you just got my very first wave. Do you guys remember, like on Facebook, when they used to have like the poke? Is that still even there? I have no idea. I see. Had a couple friends that would get in poke wars forever. In fact, she's going to kill me for outing her in this. Callie, Sweet Sugar Belle. She was the biggest poker that I knew. She would poke you for weeks and weeks and weeks on end in a poke war. Sorry, Callie. Just told everybody your secret. You can still poke. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I'm going to have to, just for old time's sake, I'm going to have to go in there, find that function, and start a new one with her. She'll probably unfriend me after that. Oh, goodness. Too fun. I wonder why it existed, though. You know, like, it's such a weird, such a crazy, weird thing. Poke. I'm an old school blogger. I was on LiveJournal back in, well, not the beginning, but long, long time ago. 2001, 2002. And did that for like 11 years straight. And it used to have a nudge button. So if someone hadn't updated in a long time, you could nudge them. And I think it would send them an email to remind them, like, hey, it's been a while, you haven't updated. But the poke never kind of felt like that. Yes, you do. And that was the thing, is that she used to poke all the time, and I would let it go like days in between just so that it would stop. Too funny. I just had no idea it was still on there. I never have to worry about pokes anymore because now on Facebook, the biggest thing that I get is weirdo random guys wanting to be my friends. I have no idea who they are. And we were a military family. So I don't know if this is true for everybody or if it's just something that the Facebook algorithms seem to feed towards me. But every single day, there's about 3 men that will friend request me. Different guys. It's always totally different usernames. But if you look at like their profile or picture, they're always military guys. My husband says he doesn't really think that they're actually military. It's just like those maybe fake spammer profiles or whatever. But it always fronts as a military guy. So weird. And it doesn't happen to my husband. Like, why does that happen? Why does that happen to girls and it doesn't happen to guys? Or maybe it does happen to guys, but it doesn't happen to him. I don't know. Hi guys. See, now I love it. I love the wave button. Now I'm going to do it for everybody. Golden Goodies. Okay, what is the story behind your username, Golden Goodies? Oh, oops. Wait, yes. Yeah. They always, it used to be more foreign friend requests that I didn't know, but now they seem to be here, but they're just always military men, or at least posing as military men. I don't know. If I don't know you, I don't accept it. But I do always like, I always laugh at it. It's just silly. Let me see. Hi from Argentina. Hello. So cool. So, let's see. Baby Art Deco. What do you do? Are you a cookie maker? Do you make other sweets? What does Baby Art Deco do in Argentina? Heart eyes. This is my real life version of heart eyes. I have the tiniest lashes, y'all. I can't flutter my eyes. My husband laughs at me. Of course. He and both my sons have the longest, most beautiful lashes ever. They can flutter all day. There needs to be a GIF emoji that flutters its eyelashes. That needs to be a thing. Yes, I am Americolor gels pretty much all the way. Not because I particularly do know that they are the best. I have good luck with them, and over the years and years, like, I know how they're going to mix up like the back of my hand. So it's easy. But remember I mentioned earlier, I'm a little bit OCD about some certain things. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Let me move out of the way. Do you see that all my sprinkle jars match back here? So I love things that match. And I have all the 4.5 ounce bottles of Americolor gels. I'll show you. And so I can't switch to something else because it won't match. See? My one is in the kitchen in there right now because I was just making that color. But, I mean, even this bugs me. But I have a 4.5 ounce ready to go. But I had that little sample from something. And see, when I have one that's, like, needs to be used first, I put a check on it. And that means check to use your other one that you already have. So I'm trying to finish it up. But, y'all, I love turquoise so much. Because, like, one drop and you get the most perfect turquoise ever, and then you're done. And so, as you see, I have all Americolor gels, but I do have this one Wilton that I always hang on to. It's delphinium blue, and there just isn't anything in Americolor that's quite like that. It's just a different shade that doesn't exist. And so I do have that, but because it doesn't fit and because my Americolor perfectly fills my Coca-Cola crate, it has to live here in front. I also have this one little, it says mauve. I'm hoping you can see it here. You can see the sticker. It's supposed to be, you know, like a kind of a light pink or something, right? I hope this shows. I've never done this left-handed and one-handed, so I hope I don't make a big mess. Do you see that? It's like green. I don't know if it was just mislabeled or what, but it makes the most beautiful military, like, camo green ever. So I'm currently using it for that. But it is not mauve. Faux show. So, Coca-Cola crate, Americolors. Back to the madness. Do you want to see? Let me show you my sprinkle cabinet while I'm standing up. These little jars, these are 4-ounce jars from, oh, sorry, I have a phone call. Let me turn that off. I think they're from Specialty Bottle. SpecialtyBottle.com is the name. So yeah, they have to match. If they don't match, I go crazy. Oh, okay. See, there's Coca-Cola, even in the places you wouldn't think of. Robin's Nest cookies. Neater. What's neater? Is it the color or the sprinkles? I'm kind of picky about my gel color bottles too. In fact, because you know how like you go to dropper some out, but some of them are really sticky, so it leaves like a big sticky bubble. And then you close the cap, and then it gets on the inside of the cap, and ugh, I can't stand that. So anyway, just last night, actually, my husband went through and cleaned all the caps for me and washed them all off so that they're nice and clean. And he does that pretty often, every few months, because I can't stand it. I also can't stand having coloring on the outside of the bottle. I'm only getting coloring on me. My friends laugh at me because I wear gloves when I airbrush. I can't stand touching things. I don't even like touching my dough. It's the craziest thing. I like touching grease. So like, I use Clorox wipes right next to me. And I know, Shanice, it's so crazy. I will like roll out my dough, pull off the wax paper, cut cookies, and then my hands are greasy. Turn around, wipe my hands on a Clorox wipe, clean it up. Flip the dough over, remove the scraps, clean my hands again. Like, I can't touch it. I'm crazy. Shanice could tell you, she has been in my kitchen while making royal icing, I think, even, and she knows I cannot stand a mess at all. Like, at all. If you ever turn on your mixer and the powdered sugar or the flour went everywhere, I'm like, I can't breathe. Somebody help. I can't breathe. So I think I could actually make a triple batch of dough in my 8-quart mixers. I have 2 8-quart mixers, one for dough and one for icing, and they're Coca-Cola red, in case you're wondering. That's in the other room. But I won't even try it. I can't make a triple batch because the flour would go over the edge and I would die. Just die. I know, I'm crazy. Crazy, but I am very neat. My mom always taught me, my mom used to let me be in the kitchen with her all the time. And my mom was always a clean as you go. You know, and you, like, if you're going to make a recipe, you pull out all your ingredients, everything to start with, and then as you use each one, you put it away. So then when you get to the end of the recipe, you know you didn't forget anything because every single item is gone. And everything's all cleaned up. And so that's my mom. My sisters do not operate that way. And I don't know, we were all raised the same. Go figure. Hi, Sarah. Sugar Rush. I love seeing some of your account every day, Shanice. It's always so uplifting. Makes me smile a lot. Every time, Robin. What were we talking about? Sprinkle cabinet. Yes. Goodness. And so those sprinkle jars, speaking of the sprinkle cabinet, I ordered, let's see, like maybe like 4 of the sprinkle jar bottles first, just so that I could put them in my cabinet, check the spacing of it and everything, and see how it would fit. And then I measured it all out and went back to the website and ordered the exact number I needed to finish the rest of the cabinet so that everything would match. And so when I put sprinkles in my dough, that's a good way. I love sprinkle dough. It's my favorite way to eat vanilla dough. Like these. There's the sprinkles in the dough. That's what I'm packaging right now. So, if you've ever, like, I'm a sprinkle junkie, but if you look through my work, I don't really use a whole lot of sprinkles in my designs. And it's because I buy them to put in the dough. So they kind of have to be like those jimmies, or, I laugh because I know that I say this wrong according to other cookiers. I say nonpareils. My friend Jen says it's nonpareils. I've heard nonpareils. I don't know. The little bitty tiny balls that bounce if you drop them. I know that. They bounce and they go all over. Anyway, those things. I like those and jimmies, and I like anything that is more of like a little flat sprinkle. They're great for dough. Let me find something. I'll show you. Like this. You see? This is like Easter chicks in yellow, purple, and white. But they're just kind of thin and flat. Those are so great for dough. They add a good pop of color, but they also turn soft when they bake into your dough. So you don't get that, like, crunch. You're not going to, like, hurt your teeth or anything. Versus, you know, say these. These I used in, like, my Valentine tic-tac-toes. But these are, like, these are hard sprinkles. They're yummy, but they're hard sprinkles. You don't want that in your dough. So, that's kind of what I go for there. And sometimes I'll just throw everything together and make my own mix and then toss it in the dough. That's what I had to do for Valentine's Day. I wanted a bunch of different colors and things to show. It was so fun. Thanks, Jalil. That was great. It was great getting to talk to you. You know, now we've talked, we've commented,